Hello, everybody. My name is Frances Castanedice, and we wanted to welcome you to our Feel Good Friday. We're very excited to have some amazing women here who are making masks. But as we all know, who would have thought that artists would be turning their studio into mask making workshops, but it's happening everywhere else. And today's episode will be on beauty and masking up. We're going to hear from Lizbeth Ortiz, a local artist who has transformed her studio into making masks to look like pieces of art. We're also going to hear from Deborah Costello, who is making masks for Legacy Community Health, Montrose. And also joining us is founder Sarah-Jayne Smith and Ahshia Berry of Magpies and Peacocks. If you haven't heard of these organizations or these individuals, you're in for a treat. They're just wonderful. And so again, this crisis may have paralyzed the globe, but these and other artists are united in their inspiration while providing safety with a touch of art. So without further ado, I wanted to introduce you to Deborah Fraser Costello, who is going to talk to us a little bit about Legacy Community Health and how she got started into making her masks. Deborah?
Hi, I'm really excited to be here this morning. I wanted to share some information about Legacy. We are located throughout the Houston area. We've got 14 clinics that see everything from adult services to pediatric services, dental vision. We've got basically everything. We really take care of the underserved in the community and those that are uninsured. We're going to see a real big uptick because of the coronavirus, because lots of people have lost their jobs. So we're ready, we're willing, but we do need our masks. So it all started with our providers requesting that we get some cloth masks because they needed them. They were short PPEs and they needed to have something to protect them. And we started out slow, making some masks out of my house. And the next thing we knew, more and more people were requesting them. And it went from just a couple of masks to a couple of hundred to now a couple of thousand masks. And I have volunteers working all over that are helping us with our masks. And you can see some of the pictures there. That's what my dining room table has looked like since the beginning of March. It has not changed. We keep piling and piling more material up there. It's turned out to be a positive thing because during all this, there was so much stress and everybody was just so localized on having to stay home and be frustrated. And this actually has kept us busy and felt like we were helping the community. And now we've extended all of these masks to our patients that come in. And when they come in, if they don't have a mask, we are supplying them with the cloth mask. So we're very excited that we are really getting into the community and helping the community. Go ahead.
That's wonderful, Debbie. I'm so honored that you are sharing this information with us. We follow each other on Facebook, and this is how I got to understand you doing all the work that you're doing. So thank you so much for that. We're gonna show off some of these masks in a little while, but I wanted to introduce everyone to Lizbeth Ortiz, an artist, a local artist, and to talk about how she got started into making masks. And then I just wanted to let you know that these alone are just the the masks that I have actually bought from her. They're pieces of art, and I'm very grateful to know you and to have this. So I think you're on mute, Elizabeth. So if you would unmute yourself and you can tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started in the mask making.
Yes, thank you, Frances. Thanks for inviting me. I got started kind of like everybody else, I think, by need. My friends and my family needed them. I was concerned that they didn't have the necessary PPE to protect themselves, to be able to go to work, essential workers, and go to the grocery store, etc. So I went through being an artist. I kind of am a little bit of a hoarder of materials. So I had a stack of some fabulous fabrics that I hadn't used. And I mean, just one afternoon turned into now I think it's almost 2 months of making masks. And I've enjoyed it. It is another medium to get creative with. But it takes on an even more special meaning because you know that you're protecting someone and that it's something essential that they're going to be using for, you know, until this lasts. So it's been a wonderful experience to be able to do this for people. I only wish I had more time and I had more help so I could make some more. But it's been great, and I've shipped some off to Mexico and France. to friends that, you know, wanted, it's become an accessory too, you know, to a way to kind of show your personality. So it's something, a bit of a rainbow in such a dark, uncertain time.
I like the way that you put that. It is a rainbow during this uncertain time. And one of my favorite artists is Frida Kahlo. And this is just one of my favorite ones that you made for her. And I just think it's beautiful. And before we go on to our next one, I just wanted to show you one more. I call them his and hers. These are not only just for us women, but they're for men too. So I got this one for my husband. It's a wrestling, Mexican wrestlers. And I liked it so much that I had to get a hers. So this is mine, and it comes with a little cute little knot. But again, now we'll be twins, him and hers masks. So that's just really sweet and special. And then, so we're going to come back and show more of the masks, but I wanted to introduce you next to our friends at Magpies and Peacocks. Sarah-Jayne Smith and Ahshia Berry. I think you also are on mute, so you'll have to take your off of mute and so we can talk to you. But their website, their email address is in their signature line. And can you tell us a little bit about Magpies and Peacocks, how it got started, where you are, and the masks and artists behind it?
Yeah. We're the nation's only nonprofit design house, 501c3, and our core mission upcycle textiles to keep them out of landfill. So we're sitting now in our 6,000 square foot warehouse, which has about probably 3,000 ends of bolts of material, probably about 1,000 sample books of material from our friends in the interior design business. So this was the brainchild of our founder, Sarah-Jayne Smith, who was a successful interior designer. So if you want to give them your light bulb moment.
Yeah, being in interiors gave me kind of the privileged position of being inside people's houses. I'm not from here. My husband and I came over here 20 odd years ago. So when I started working here, I really had a lot to learn. You know, this culturally very different country, lots of different ways of behaving, but the biggest notice for me was the way that you handled stuff here. You know, we don't have the volume of stuff, we don't have the room for the stuff, and no worse situation really than our closets. So for me, it was, what can I do? How can we address this and be better for our planet? I was fortunate to meet Ahshia like 1 year in, and we're a 9-year-old organization. So she and I have been at this a long time. It's like, how can we just keep stuff out of landfill? So pivoting to the last few months, it was really clear to us that we had all of this valuable material that we could supply to people making masks. So the first things first was who needs it? What do you need? How much do you need? And then it was like, okay, we just need to pivot all our makers on network of designers and turn what we do on a daily basis, making clothing and accessories and jewelry and all the other things, home decor, turn it all into masks and gowns and protective gear.
Right, it was a bit of a natural pivot for us. And in fact, we started off, we've donated about 3,500 masks to the medical and essential needs community. And our animal welfare partner is Houston Pet Set, and they were the first. Literally, they were like, can y'all do some masks? And our friends at Houston Arts Alliance and Houston First, probably like 2 years ago, had donated some non-woven polypropylene bags to us. We knew we would use them in some way. We had no idea it would actually be face masks. So that's how we got
we were
started.
lucky with material on that.
We actually had personal doctors and nurses calling saying, we don't have anything.
So rather like you guys are, everything, our whole warehouse pivoted, all our houses pivoted. It looks like a bomb's dropped pretty much everywhere of fabric and thread and machines, and
we've been masked.
But rather like all your other guests, it's been a positive thing. It's been great to keep our makers paid and busy. It's been great to work with designers on collaborative projects, new community things, working with businesses, nursing homes, maternity wards. I mean, we've got so many new friends now, and it's actually been positive. And rather like that with the color aspect, we started off with all our non-woven poly because it's the safest filtration material. But we tried starting to introduce color and pattern just because we really all needed the levity. We needed this to be a bit more joyful, so that when people received them, that it was, you know, it was a fresh and exciting thing to receive, as opposed to something that was mandatory and pretty boring to wear.
Right. And we thought it would just be like the Houston community, of course, because this is a global pandemic and obviously wide. But we've sent masks to New York, Los Angeles, Ohio, Washington State, Minnesota, New Orleans, and we just got some requests.
And the UK,
of course, and we just got a request from Italy. So it's actually in line to be global and people all over. I think we're going to be in mass for a second. So, you know, we all started this, all of us thinking, well, you know, maybe this is for these few months. But I think this is our new norm as a nation. So I'm happy to see so many local communities like Legacy and like Lizbeth, you know, really supporting also the arts and designers in Houston.
And Frances, you might want to stop at 50. That
You might.
I know. Yes, I have 50 masks already, and I'm going to show them all to you. But two I wanted to show you is that I ordered from your website. This military one, it's just beautiful. And then again, like I had, it's a his and hers. I have to get my husband one, so this was his.
We had some beautiful tenting material and tarping material, all from Vietnam and Korean War.
Yeah.
And they're dated and stamped, and we had been saving the material. We weren't sure what to do. We wanted to be honorable with the material, as we do with all of the stuff that we get. What was the right time? When was good?
Right.
And it just felt like we were all going through this kind of traumatic scenario. So we contacted the donor and said, you know, how do you feel about this? And we made hers first and her mum's first to see whether or not this felt right, like an honorable route for the material.
That's great.
It had scars, it had stories, it had, you know, it had a life already. So deconstructing it and creating these individual masks was just a process of getting in touch with that, the historical aspect of that material.
Yeah, each of the masks we sell, they've been upcycled from fabric we have here, and we're proud to say the whole tribe of makers, artists, and designers are all local to Houston.
Well, that's good. I highly encourage everyone to go to their website, and they have masks, but they have other items that are from local artists, and it's just a beautiful shop there, and you're here in the East End, and we're so grateful for that. But I think now we're going to bring everybody back on the screen, and we're going to talk about or show some of the masks that we have. And then we also, a couple of our staff members have some masks too, and we're going to showcase some of theirs. So Lizbeth, I didn't know if you had any that you wanted to show us right now in your studio. You're on silent.
Yeah, sorry. I do. I actually, I just got some material, a different material for Loteria. And so it's still a work in progress, but this is what it's going to look like.
I love it.
Yeah, it's, like I said, it's a nice pop of color, a rainbow in your day. And then I also try to recycle as much material as possible. So these are scraps, and this is the only one I have. And I'm looking for more material, but this is Sacred Hearts.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'll order that one.
Yeah, it's really fun. And you know, just try to find playful things. Frida is really popular, and of course I love her. I sold Frida. So this one kind of goes with my name, my tag. And I'm also a Hello Kitty fan at heart. So I made these for a young patient in the hospital that I need to deliver. And it's a cute little Hello Kitty. And the black and white.
Oh, I love it.
With a reversible
Sweet.
flowers.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we could all use a little bit of sunshine
Mm-hmm.
in our days. And so, yeah, just try to make them as colorful as possible. Here's another one. I think, Frances, you have something similar. But
Yes.
these are just the ones that are like accordion style. And of course, the mascaritas, the luchador máscaras.
I have those.
Yeah. And I'm working with all cottons. The ones that I have that you bought have the piping on the top so that it fits above your nose bridge, and it's good with glasses. But it's also for the pockets. Has a pocket so you can put a filter in there. Because, you know, I think we just need a little bit of extra protection for everybody that we love in ourselves. I mean, we still have to go back to work if we want to support social causes. You know, it's important to be safe and responsible so that everyone is healthy.
Yeah.
Two more just real quick that I don't know if you see. Oh yeah, I think you have the one that is more fitted. But I think this is fun. I just love the mermaids.
I do too.
And,
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, they're fun. They're just having a groovy old time in space, I guess, in the dark. And
I have that one.
yeah, and then little Frida with her monkey, which I love how she's so serious. She's almost like you know, that grumpy cat little Frida. She's like very serious.
Well, I wanted to show you, Lizbeth, this is another one that she made, and it's just
Hand me that blue.
beautiful. And so one of my dear friends, he came over on last Friday, and this is another beautiful one that you made. And so they came, and they live in Dallas, and they just stopped by, and they had a Christmas gift for me. And I didn't have anything ready to give them. So I'm like, well, why don't you pick a mask? So each of them, and these are the two that they picked. And because I love them so much, I had to reorder. And so now I got them back, and now to add into my collection. So very, very happy for that. You guys at Magpies and Peacocks, do you have any other masks that you want to show us?
I'll start with the artists. I'll actually put mine on. So we have a limited edition collection with our 2 lead designers and some artists. And this is John V. Folsby. She has the beautiful marine mural on Taylor across from Fresh Art. So she collaborated with us, and I'll get in a little bit closer. And this is like her iconic.
Wow.
That's nice. Beautiful.
Yeah. That's the mural Houston skyline that she did.
Right. And then
this is Rene Garza.
He's an artist with us and also one of our lead fashion designers. He's traveled to London Fashion Week with us. Just super talented. This is his artwork. So these two are part of our performance wear. They're great actually for working out.
Because they go around your head. And they're pocketed.
They're pocketed so you can put your filtration. And then this is our signature custom ones.
These ones are, again, they're all kinds of different fabrics because that's what we do. These are non-polywoven polypropylene on the inside. And they're all kinds of fun fabrics. This one has a little bit of embroidery on it.
Yeah.
And these are all on your website?
Yes.
These are, yes. I mean, obviously we burned through quite a lot of different.
I actually loaded these this morning.
You did? That's handy.
Yeah.
Kind of cute little, we did some travel-based ones because I think it was about time people were getting out and about and seeing the world.
And then if you reach the rework. So when we went to London Fashion Week.
Little cute.
Yeah. Again, like everybody, trying to keep it uplifted. When we went
to. Show the fit of these because these are the.
Yeah. And our black has been super popular, the kind of signature black. We had some Marines pick up like 30 of these yesterday because they've got training to do. So I think a lot of the workforce, the black works. When we went to London last year for London Fashion Week, we showed a collection. And part of that collection, we had these pieces called Reworked, which were upcycled for men's work shirts. So we decided to do a mask. So the designer,
we include the label of the shirt. We put together parts of different parts, their areas of the shirts.
And a signature piece of his whole collection was this orange paracord. So we used that throughout in the mask. So
here's
yeah. That's
Ola
like a
Cassini
vintage
one.
Ola Cassini shirt turned into a mask.
And they're lined the same way with the non-woven polypropylene.
Yeah.
And we carried on with the military ones. We have, well, all kinds of different things that we're working on all the time.
Right.
Because everything that we have a big old resource library of fabric. It's just whatever mood takes us.
And they're either 100% cotton or like a 80 to 90% cotton blend. They can come with or without the pocket when you order.
But they all have a non-woven
But
poly,
they all
so
have
they
a
all
non-woven.
effectively come with some filtration already. So that helps a little bit. It means they're ready to go.
And all of the elastic loops are adjustable on the mask. They're washable. You can hand wash or throw in the machine on cold, tumble dry for a few minutes, or air dry. We wanted to make sure it wasn't a one-time use for people. We're being very aware. Everybody's budgets are a bit different now, so if you're gonna take the time and buy one of the more custom masks from like us, Elizabeth, we want to make sure that you could use it multiple times. One use thing.
We have done the accordion style too. We did a lot of those that with 2 layers of the non-woven and a pocket for essential workers.
In medical community.
We've done the cotton ones with an insert. But to the general public, with a little bit more tailored,
right?
Just because everybody needs, they don't necessarily have the fiddling ability or need something that they can keep in the handbag and just put on where it's a nice tight fit.
Yeah.
Especially, I wear glasses all the time too, so I totally understand that scenario. So it has to have a good kind of comfortable nose piece and fit so that you can talk in it and breathe in it, but it's snug enough for you to wear on a day.
And as a person who has allergies and asthma, I find them very breathable. We're still all, as a nation, getting adjusted to having something over our nose and face for, a period of time longer than a minute. So I was very pleased we made something that was super breathable.
Yeah, if it works
That's great.
Me, it works for my husband. We kind of test drive all of them, what fit is going to work, what's the most
Husbands
general.
are great for fit. We're like, this is
go away again.
and we can do, like Elizabeth, if you put in the notes, we've done a few bigger, the same style, but like a guy's ordered and say, hey, can you make mine big? Or a kid, this is actually for my daughter.
Oh.
Usually send a picture of the kid.
Yeah.
Kind of fit to that. So.
Oh, thank you for sharing all of that. And then Debbie, did you have any that you want to share with us? Or show us?
I've got some. I just brought a bunch over to Legacy, so when I got your call, I was panicking getting going again because I needed to have some here. Our biggest call right now is for our pediatrics because we do see so many children. So with the material shortage throughout the town, it was really, really difficult about a month ago looking for materials. So I ended up buying sheets and using old shirts that people were donating to me and anything I can get my hands on that was material. So some of the kids' masks that I did make actually came from sheets, and this is one of the patterns that I just made, believe it or not, for a local, this is just the material, a local pediatric practice. Their practice is called Blue Fish. So I made everybody, the providers and the nurses and the assistants in the office, I made them all masks to match for and they were just elated about that. I'm not asking for anything in return right now. I just feel like this is my calling. So anybody that needs to or feels they have to make or give me something for the mask, I tell them to make a donation to Legacy so we can see more patients, because that's really what I want to see happen. But this is one of the pedo masks I made. It's got little monsters on it. And then this is another one I made. You can see they are a lot smaller than the other. We did start out with the pleated masks, and after breaking a needle every 5 minutes, and I mean, it was horrific because then when there was a needle shortage and thread shortage and just one thing after another, elastic, nobody can find elastic. So we were using headbands and creating stretchy materials, and finally we got the materials we need. So we've progressed a little bit. So this is my Stars and Stripes collection.
Ooh, that's
so
nice.
I've had a lot of guys ask for this one, and I made our entire security team Stars and Stripes to wear. So that's what they're doing. This one's a little bit fun too. It's our polka dots.
Very creative.
This is one of my favorites, and a lot of people are asking for it now. It's all bumblebees, and I found honeycomb for the inside.
Oh, nice.
Let's see, I have an Aztec pattern. I just found, and this was a big request because people are now requesting materials. I did find llamas. And then I have some basic black because people are asking for black, but they want it to be not just black. So I found this, and that seems to be really popular.
So nice, so nice. Very, very
So,
nice.
and as you can see in the picture in the beginning, my table's covered with lots and lots and lots of patterns, and whatever I can get my hands on to work with right now is what I'm using basically.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm loving it.
That's so wonderful. And then one of my coworkers is here, Talia. She is the most creative person I ever know. And I'm going to ask to bring her on the screen so you can show some of the masks that she has. Hi, Talia.
Hello.
I can't hear you. And so, yeah, so if you wouldn't mind showing us some of your masks that you have that you're wearing.
Yeah, sure. Well, I am a fanatic. I don't know if y'all have heard of her. The name is Lily Pulitzer. She's a designer, clothing designer, and of course, I'm wearing her right now, and I just love everything. So I have so many dresses of her, and I'm in a lot of Facebook groups of Lily Pulitzer fans, everyone that buys stuff, and a lot of ladies started making masks, homemade masks. So I just kept on buying and buying and buying from everyone that posted that they were selling some. So I have so many, and actually I have some that match my dresses. And it's so funny. I go out and everyone's, oh, you match your mask matches the dress. And, embarrassing sometimes, but it brings, like you said, you said, the mask, something happened, the way it brings out your personality, and this is me, bright, colorful. So yeah, I have a bunch, so many different patterns. And then I also got the Houston Rockets had some, and they had all the proceeds go to the food bank, Houston Food Bank. So I ordered those, and those finally came in yesterday. So these will be for my husband. And then my son, I bought my son some because we go to Target sometimes. His favorite store is Target. And he has to wear a mask, and he's trained to wear a mask now. So he has some, and these are from Cakes. Claudia from Cakes and Cupcakes and Cookies and Cupcakes. Claudia, and then I got him a little Astros one. And this one is from Magic Wardrobe. She's on Instagram. She's on Etsy, but then I found out that she's from Houston. So he has a little Astros. Yeah, and then I have some Mexican patterned one.
Cute.
From Kismet Boutique. And from Claudia, taken from Claudia. But yeah, I have a bunch too. I'm like Francis, I just keep on ordering.
That is so sweet. And someone asked a question, Sandra Fernandez, where can I buy masks from Lizbeth? And Lizbeth, your website is, can you repeat your website for her?
Yes, it's www.lizbethortiz, LIZBETHORTIZ, or you can email me at azulfrida@gmail.com. And I'll be happy to send you a link to what I have available.
Great. And then I wanted to show a few more. My stepmother actually made us some. So this first one, it's the San Francisco 49ers, because my husband and his beautiful children grew up in San Francisco area, and they love the 49ers. So we mailed these over to them. And then my husband's a big Western guy, so she made this cute little pattern for him. I think it's so sweet. And then Deb, this reminds me of you. This is cute little like doctors and nurses in the emoji form.
Oh, that's really cute.
And I just love it. They're all washable. I just love that you can put them in the washing machine and go. But my coworker Talia, I follow everything that she does. I wish I was as creative as her. So I went to that Cakes by Claudia, and I got these. This is a cute little, and his and hers matching one. but another Day of the Dead. The holiday's coming up, so I'm sure people are going to have to get their mask for Day of the Dead. And then this last one, I just think it's so cute. It does talk to your personality. But do you guys have a favorite one that you're wearing right now? Anybody?
My diamond one is so favorite. It's so easy to
It's so pretty.
on and off. In the Renee one, we're always on the go, coming to meet people for curbside pickup with maker, so that's just easy. And I love our signature black.
Yeah, I wear the signature black one all the time. It's one I keep in my handbag, but I'm loving all the fun colors. Yeah, things that are kind of a bit jolly. And so we have, every time we do a batch, actually, we have a new favorite.
I can
Exactly.
imagine. I can imagine.
Exactly.
Otherwise, we would also be the collector of. But every time we make a new bunch, there's always new favorites. And if we discover a new pile of fabric or a new scraps, we get lit up. We get excited about.
So nice. And then, Debbie, do you have a favorite, or do you wear your own? Do you make them for yourself?
I do, and it's funny because I end up washing whatever I have on and giving it away, because people, if I don't have enough of them, I always feel like, well, if that's what your personality wants. And it's now come to people calling me and saying, can I have this? Do you have something like this? So this has been my favorite just recently because it's kind of dressed down. So I've been wearing this one.
Oh, nice.
And it's got denim on the inside, so it's a fun one for me. I've worn the fancy ones too, and whatever I can get my hands on if I have them here.
That's great. And Lizbeth, do you have a favorite? Because all of yours are my favorite.
Yeah, I have one that's kind of like the ones that you have, the Frida, but they're in black, and I actually left it in the other room, but that one's my to-go-to because, black matches with everything. But it's also, whatever I have handy, and I'll try to match the outfit too if I can. And I do have a lot of Day of the Dead ones that I can't wait to, once it gets a little cooler and whatnot, we're also wearing the masks, wearing them to match the outfits that I have for Day of the Dead.
And here's a few more that I wanted to show you, again, of my 50. Isn't this beautiful?
Beautiful.
One of our new chamber members, OPT Therapy, his mother from the Valley made these, and look at this one.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
It's just beautiful. And then one last one. I only had enough cash for 3.
That's beautiful.
So I only got these 3, and I may not have an outfit to match it, so I'll just wear white and do that one. But I also wanted to show, there's another organization or company called Identity Plus, and Rachel, it's a female business owner, and she has helped us make these East End Strong masks, and I just think it's beautiful. And these are going to be for sale on our website soon. We're also selling the t-shirts, which I have on as right now. But if you send her a picture, she will make a mask for you. So look at this. My dog is on the corner of this one. Oh my
goodness. What was her email?
It's the company is Identity Plus LLC, and I'll send everybody the website link. But she has a website page, and you just send her a picture and or an image or whatever the saying is, and she'll put it on there for you. And then of course we've got the traditional ones, like Christina Morales, our state representative, gave away just the plain ones, but plain works. Anything that will keep you clean. But the funny thing is, I don't know if you guys are still doing it, and eventually one more month we'll stop, but I still put lipstick on before I leave the house, forgetting that I'm going to put my mask on. So the back of it keeps your lipstick is
blotted.
So it is blotted. And,
I think one of the fun things that I wanted to share with y'all too is I had the opportunity 2 weeks ago to finally see my grandchildren. And my 11-year-old granddaughter would not let me leave until I showed her how to make a mask. Oh, and she's making them now for all of her friends. So I thought that was just amazing that an 11-year-old, first I had to teach her how to use a sewing machine, but she every day is making masks for all of her friends now.
That is special. That is so special. And then my other coworker, Diana, she's actually in the room, and I'm going to ask her to pick out one of her favorite masks and come next to me. And because we both actually ordered, there's even designers that are making them now. And one of my favorite designers is Johnny Was. I don't know if you've heard of him, but I'm just going to show you some of these.
Wow.
So some of them are cotton, and some of them are silk. And just God, it makes me feel better if we're going to be having to cover our faces. We might as well try to look and feel pretty. So that's that one. And then look at this one. Isn't this beautiful? And then just like you, Deborah, they're using shirt material on the other side. So they're washable as well. And so when I wear a red dress, this is the one that I'm going to be wearing. And then again, he has a ton of scarves and just different materials. And so this is going to be that. And there's I know you have to take your off a mute, but she also has ordered some of these Johnny Was. I think we all just start talking to each other and start ordering things. So is that one of your favorites, Diana?
Yes, I do. I love this one from Johnny Was. I actually ordered a 5-pack and I love them. And I wore this one today because it kind of like matches my shirt. You know? So I'm like over here looking at them and trying to make sure like, oh, what matches today with today's outfit? And so I'm loving these. These are so cute. And then they cover like, I don't know any of y'all, but I'm like, oh, it covers your double chin too. So I'm like loving it.
Yeah. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then there are works of art. I mean, look at that. I can put this as a painting. It's just beautiful. And then for the wild people out there, this is too. Yes. So I'm just loving all of this. And we're almost to the end, but did you guys have any other masks that you wanted to show with us before I ask you our closing question? Well, no worries. But what I wanted to do is again, thank you all, ladies, so much for joining us. Right now, during the uncertainty, this pandemic crisis is ugly, but I think those masks are making things more beautiful, and you're adding this touch of art to everything that you're doing. These are our new smiles now, and we might as well make them, pretty and reflect who we are. So thank you so much for that. But I just wanted to ask you guys, do you have any kind of like tips for folks that are either just going through something that during this new normal, one encouragement way that you can add beauty to their life? Well, no worries. But what I wanted to do is again, thank you all, ladies, so much for joining us. Right now, during the uncertainty, this pandemic crisis is ugly, but I think those masks are making things more beautiful, and you're adding this touch of art to everything that you're doing. These are our new smiles now, and we might as well make them, pretty and reflect who we are. So thank you so much for that. But I just wanted to ask you guys, do you have any kind of like tips for folks that are either just going through something that during this new normal, one encouragement way that you can add beauty to their life?
Like you said, make it your new smile, inspiration. We're very conscious too, not everyone can afford to go and buy a mask. So we always offer tips on how you can do a mask at home with the materials that you have. Every time we sell a mask, we donate a mask to the medical and essential needs community. And we have no problem if someone emails us and says, hey, I'm not really in the market right now. I'm not in a place to buy, but is there some tips? We're more than willing. This is about coming together as a community. So if it's any way we can, even help you with some tips on what you have at home, the door.
And we know everyone's afraid to get out. We've been effectively quarantining together so that we can work with our makers and all that. So we've been driving and dropping off and doing curbsides and just making small connections, because that's really all we can do at the minute, but make those small connections really worthwhile, so that you're actually reaching out to each other in different ways. Right. That's been important to us to keep going and keep positive about everything.
That's beautiful. Lizbeth, anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's really, you hit the nail on the head with this is our smile. And like that, adding a little bit of touch of color, just to remember to be kind to yourself and to others. I think we are all navigating really dark, uncharted territory, and we forget that everyone has a different struggle, and we really need to stop and just share as much love as we can.
I love that. So true, so true. And you, Debbie?
We just launched tasks for masks through Legacy to ask for anybody that has any creative skills or even non-creative skills that wants to help with our mask project. We have people that can sew but don't have the availability to get materials and things. We can supply the materials. Or we have people that have materials that can donate materials. Or we have people that are donating money that we can buy more materials. So we want as many people involved as possible. It just feels so good when you can give back to the community. And it's really, it's gotten me through this whole COVID crisis. There are times when I've gotten so anxious about what was going on around me, and I sat down at the sewing machine and it just took me away. So I think it's a really good creative outlet for a lot of people. It's a good stress reliever, unless you have to have so many by a certain date. And then it's just another way to make sure that you're taking care of your community.
I love it. I love it. And all of you ladies are taking care of your community. And by us buying from organizations like yourself or other artists, we're helping the economy in that regards. And that's why I really have so many, because I just want to help out small businesses as much as I can. And I do give some of my masks away. It is hard sometimes to pick which one. but it's all about giving back and sharing and showing love. So thank you ladies so much again for joining us. We're going to do this every Friday, a Feel Good Friday. So we look forward to having you guys join us next Friday, and make sure that you go to our website to view this, share this, and just smile. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to close with another one of my cute ones.
It's cute.
Bye.